Hello everybody, this is Raka. Sorry for the long delay. I'll have a video explaining why I haven't really been on YouTube that much, but I'm back. Unfortunately, I'm coming back to very, very horrible times. Stabbings and shootings and all this really ugly stuff going on right now, and I couldn't sleep. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning, and she went ahead did a video. I watched some of it. I couldn't watch the whole thing, so I only saw like a few minutes of it. So I figured it's just best I just dive right into it and give my opinion on what I see, and then give my input on when I found out about Charlie Kirk's shooting. I'll tell you right now, it was definitely very fucked up. I'll even say it in her video and her comments what happened. So yeah, let's just jump in right in. These people are sick. By shoe on head. Let's go. Alright.
On September 10th, Charlie Kirk was giving a talk at Utah Valley University, and out of nowhere he was shot dead, live, in front of a bunch of college kids, in front of his wife and his 2 children.
Alright there, that's the thing that gets to me the most right there, is the fact that his family was there. I was told by someone that the daughter ran to her father because she was scared, and she ran to her father because she was scared, and the person that would protect her, the person that's going to be there that was going to be there for her, is no longer there. And all these people that are cheering are just so sick. It's disgusting. It's so vile. Let's go.
And I don't think the country is ever going to be the same. Not only because of this horrific tragedy, but because of everything that followed. The dark, disturbing...
Unfortunately, Charlie Kirk's legacy, besides what he was doing, his legacy is a wake-up call for a lot of the people that are like in Shoehornhead's situation, where they're liberal or Democrat, but their mind is open. And what Charlie Kirk did, by exposing the demonic that's in the people's lives, everyone else sees it and they wake up. So that's what's his legacy, is waking up people.
Realization that we may not be on the same page as our coworkers, classmates, friends, neighbors, doctors, when it comes to the issue of murder. I was crashing out on Twitter a few days ago, just stream of consciousness posting about it, with run-on sentences and everything.
Yeah, I was watching her posts. Nux was watching them, so that's how I found out about her posts, and reading them, definitely, yeah.
4 days later, I have a clearer head, but I still feel the exact same way. So we are going to talk about what happened, we're going to talk about the aftermath, and then we're going to get a little personal, because frankly, I don't see the country the same anymore, and I know a lot of you feel the exact same way, so we're going to talk about it after we talk about everything else. Charlie Kirk was not a healthcare CEO, he was not a powerful politician, and let me be 100% clear, I'm not saying this to say that it's okay when those people are murdered. My point is that those are...
Charlie Kirk was a normal person, unlike the others that were just, that could have been corrupt by power and money and all that stuff. Charlie Kirk was just a man. A man with good values for a lot of people. A man that challenged a lot of people with logic that they just did not want to open up to. And instead of trying to understand it or trying to beat him, some coward took his life. And it's a disgusting thing.
Positions of power that most people cannot relate to. Like, the average person is just so far removed from that world. But I think what happened to Charlie is hitting differently because, like I said on Twitter, he was just a fucking guy. He was a fucking podcaster. He was a guy who talked about politics.
He was a father.
He was a guy
husband.
who had conservative beliefs. Not everyone knows a billionaire CEO or a powerful politician, but they do know somebody with conservative beliefs. They know somebody who holds some or many of Charlie Kirk's opinions. Because despite what people in their little bubble believe, his core ideology and what he believed is the same shit like your conservative boomer uncle on Facebook posts.
Yeah, that's true.
You can only disagree with this if you are unfamiliar with Charlie Kirk, or you are unfamiliar with the many different branches and different ideologies of the right wing. Now, don't get me wrong, Charlie Kirk had many bad takes over the years. Like, for example, the two most popular quotes I see people posting are the one where he advocated for stoning gays and black women are too stupid to be pilots.
Yeah, but those were taken out of context. Every time someone mentions it, they always mention stuff that's taken out of context, or they'll purposely lie about the man. The man is dead and they'll lie about him.
But guess what? Both those things, the two most popular quotes people are posting to justify this guy being murdered, are out of context.
Exactly.
But idiots like Stephen King ran with it, then...
Stephen King, he advocates stoning gays to death, just saying. Charlie Kirk was not a controversial or polarizing man. Charlie was a patriot.
Later had to apologize for...
I apologize for saying Charlie Kirk advocating stoning gays. What he actually demonstrated was how some people cherry-pick biblical passages.
Spreading misinformation about a dead man. These people will build a straw man of you in their minds. They get so fucking mad about it that they celebrate the real you dying. Horrifying. But more importantly, even if everything was in context, who cares? Oh, he said this, oh, he said this. I don't care. There are many things he said that I disagree with. There are many things he said that I think are bad. Who cares? It is just a fact that nothing he said warranted his life being taken away. This is America. We have freedom of speech here. Unless you criticize a certain country, but for the most part, we have freedom of speech here. So after detaining not just one wrong guy, but two wrong guys, the FBI finally got the shooter. Only because his own father turned him in. I guess they were just too fucking busy not releasing the Epstein.
And a side note about that, the father could have got the $100,000 reward. He turned it down. The father, who was a cop, gave up his job. He felt like he was not a good enough father because of how he raised his son. Not raising him the way these psychopaths are. And the father actually believes in the death penalty for his son. Can you believe that? The world we came to.
Files to catch a political assassin. It was this f***ass demon, Tyler Robinson, 22 years old, another irony-poisoned Reddit shooter who wrote a bunch of memes on the bullets, including "Hey fascist catch" and
"Notices bulges, capital OWO, what's this question mark?"
This is part of the reason why I couldn't do these videos for a while. I still have some depression issues that I'm dealing with, so whenever I see too much stuff, it's like I absorb it like a sponge, and sometimes it just doesn't go away, or sometimes something will just trigger me and I just can't deal with things. And yeah, that's summed up version of why I left for a while.
I fucking hate it here. A lot of people were saying that the shooter was a groiper, which is a far-right fan of the streamer Nick Fuentes, and I have no fucking idea where that came from. I'm gonna be so honest.
Yet there were so many damn people that were saying, oh, but his family's this, so he's this. Anything to make the Republicans look like monsters. But no, one more time, this is not a Republican psychopath. We have our psychos, but they don't turn to guns as a last resort. Some of them will do cryptocurrencies. That's crypto scams. That's what I meant. No, this one here was a psycho Antifa follower in Discords and Reddit posts. Psycho, in love with a tranny. Not tranny. Pardon me. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. My mind's not completely here. A transitioned male to female, who also hated Trump and anything Republican. But yeah, Jimmy Kimmel, funny note, also lost his job. Thank God for that.
Honest, I have seen no actual proof of this. And it doesn't make sense because someone further right than Charlie Kirk wouldn't call Charlie Kirk a fascist, and they wouldn't say he was hateful. Their proof is that the shooter once dressed up like the Slav squat meme from 2012.
One of the things that really pisses me off, I swear to God, it really pisses me off, is the fact that the left will label us fascists. They'll say we're this, we're that, we don't agree with them, they'll label us, they want us to stay on one side away from them, and if we don't agree with them, they kill us. Or they'll beat us up badly. They call us fascists. But the Nazis were fascist. They labeled Jews and gypsies. And that's, by the way, I'm a gypsy. That's why. I'll explain that afterwards. Yeah. They label us. They want to corral us. And they kill us. But they're not Nazis. They're fighters.
And they also found a separate meme of Pepe the Frog dressed like the Slav squat meme. Therefore, the shooter is a groiper. That is like seeing a photo of the shooter dressed like a clown, and then seeing this image of Pepe the Frog dressed like a clown, and then being like groiper confirmed. What is the connection? The shooter didn't even post the Pepe image. Like, where did the Pepe even come from? Just a bunch of liberal boomers not understanding memes. The other thing I saw was the shooter had Republican parents, and therefore the shooter must be Republican.
And also there was on one of the bullets the 500 kg bomb for Helldivers 2, which it pissed off a lot of the Helldivers 2 community, because even though we complain a lot about bugs, not the bugs you kill, the bugs in the game, and difficulty spikes or nerfs to weapons, we're not toxic. And this bastard purposely added that. He like picked random things that would like piss people off, and he just added them.
Which is just funny because we all see what these people say about their Republican parents every Thanksgiving. But I guess we'll see. It's September 14th when I am recording this, so maybe more things will come out. Editor Shu here, more.
And it is September 19th, about 17 hours after her video. And I've only seen about 2 minutes of the video. That's all.
More things came out. Definitely not a groiper. At the end of the day, he could have every single one of my or your opinions. It ultimately doesn't matter. One person may have pulled the trigger, but then we saw the reaction of many.
That's the thing. There were so many ugly people, and I'm not saying by like their looks, even though some of them really were uggos, but I saw the posts, like like Nux reacting to some of the vile stuff that was on X, and I'll get to that part after.
We think that Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck. Hey, ooh,
turning it down because music.
I'm not saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right.
Yo, they got Charlie Kirk, bro. I've never been happier.
Never believe the reason I'm smiling. And it has
It's nothing to do with your mullet bowl cut, ugly ass teeth, a bull nose ring,
nothing to do with Charlie Kirk.
psychopathic eyes.
Nothing to do with...
I would say pour one out for Kirky boy, but I don't waste good beer on little bitches.
Rest in peace, bozo!
Charlie Kirk just got put down like a fucking dog in Utah.
I do not, and I will not, ever feel bad when bad people get what the fuck they deserve.
I just heard that someone shot Charlie Kirk? Thoughts and prayers.
Oh no, someone shot Charlie Kirk. Look, I don't know who needs to hear this today, but that's how you pick up a woman.
homie dead. Fuck your homie dead. Fuck your homie dead.
This one here, got expelled from her school and arrested. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, I'll never be, I'll never make money off my YouTube videos because I just can't hold language.
Heard someone got shot today. I had a tummy ache this morning. Stay alive out there.
I hope you have the massive case of shits, the kind that makes you so dehydrated you have to go to the hospital.
The sympathy for Charlie Kirk is
What the fuck are you?
weird. You don't have to like violence, but I'm confused as to how you thought the revolution was going to be magically bloodless.
This is a guy in a dress, that's all it is.
I've been saying we need to bring back political assassinations. I don't feel bad.
Political assassination. Oh my god.
And I don't think that everyone deserves the right to free speech. I think some people should be afraid to express their opinion in public.
I didn't like what he said, and I didn't like his opinions, and I don't really give a shit that he's dead.
The best part of this whole goddamn thing is that he is not martyr material, so his death will mean nothing.
Hey, Jaculano, whatever you are. You're a fucking idiot. You are just a fucking idiot. You have to understand what your ally did by shooting a man like that. You did make him a martyr. Not only did you make him a martyr, you made him a beacon for other people to leave your deranged side. Also, one of the beautiful things about this is so many of these fuckers here lost their job. Of course, probably a lot of them did it so they can go on that first of the month check. You know, get their little benefits and go for unemployment and all that stuff. But, and I'm saying that because I know a lot of people that they get jobs for a certain amount of period and then they purposely get themselves fired just to be on unemployment. That's how lazy these bastards are. But a lot of them lost their job, and a lot of them are like screaming and complaining and crying. If you want me to react to some of the reactions to that, someone just mention it in the comments below, and I'll react to a good compilation of it.
It will activate no one.
It
will
did.
impact few.
Okay, it'll impact few. There are different nations right now that are mourning the man's loss. Israel, UK, I think Russia. Those areas doing memorials for the man. But he's no impact. No martyrism.
It's just great.
There are a lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
Like the bad things that happened to her hair.
Charlie Kirk just got
God, what is it with the...
shot.
I saw the video before they even put out the confirmation. There was no chance that he made it through that. This wasn't the one we were hoping for, but a welcome surprise.
Go fuck yourself.
Nonetheless.
I'm surprised that y'all didn't get rid of him sooner. And I'm surprised that you guys aren't getting rid of more people. Like, don't stop with him. Don't let him be the end dog. Get rid of them all. His wife deserves to go too. Y'all.
Oh, shut up, Nari Bell. Just so you know, your platform doesn't like you talking shit like this too half the time. I understand freedom of speech. I understand that. That's what Charlie Kirk's fought for. But the problem is, you can have your opinion, for example. You could say you hate this person, you don't like this person. But don't shove a camera in your fucking face and, like, go for clout. Because in the end, people are going to find out, and you're going to get consequences.
His wife and kids, they need to go too because they're carrying on that mentality and that lineage. Like, Get rid of the whole family. I'm so sorry. Why did you guys stop with him?
There were thousands of videos like that. Some of these people posting with their full names and faces, with hundreds and thousands of likes. Thousands of tweets celebrating it, with 500,000 likes. And it's important to remember that all of those likes are a real person.
Yeah.
Millions of people in this country apparently believe the acceptable response to speech they don't like.
I had to get rid of about 30 people on my X account. And I had to get rid of one person off my Steam account because they were just too far gone.
Is murder. This wasn't just a bunch of fringe blue hair SJWs or whatever. They were teachers, professors, doctors, HR workers, healthcare workers, nurses, pediatricians, people who work with kids, people's classmates, roommates. They are teachers.
This was fucking unfair. Teacher forced 10-year-old to watch Kirk's murder video again and again. Toronto School Board is investigating the allegation that an elementary school teacher forced his class of 10-year-olds to watch the footage of Charlie Kirk's murder on repeat. Several students from his class went home complaining to their parents, traumatized at witnessing an on-camera death, which they were forced to witness numerous times. Like I said, I believe in this world that something good can whisper into someone's ear and give them inspiration, like an angel whispering in someone's ear giving them inspiration. But I also believe that there is evil in this world, and it whispers in people's ears and gives them the reverse inspiration.
Showing our children the
like
gory, horrifying video of Charlie's murder on repeat. The hippy-dippy "in this house we believe" shitlib mask was ripped off, and underneath was nothing but psychopathic bloodlust. I have seen people on the right celebrate the death of people they disagree with. I've seen it. I remember Heather Heyer in 2017. But I also remember the whole internet, left and right, coming together to disavow and mock the few dozen people from Stormfront who were celebrating her death. This is different. It's never been like this before. It's never been this much. It's never been this brazen. Normal people have to log into like an alternate Twitter account where they can post their more unorthodox opinions, and these people are out here full face, full name, like hell yeah, murder. What? The smug, unearned confidence these people have to be openly sociopathic with their full name and face because they live under the pathetic delusion of being on the right side of history needs to end. They will blame you for your death because words are violence. Words are violence, so them killing you is just self-defense. That's why they're using Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, remember this? If glorifying political violence is bad, why do y'all make Kyle Rittenhouse a celebrity? The man was self-defense. They doxed him. They tried to incite enough violence for someone to kill him.
House as some kind of gotcha. Oh, if you don't condone political violence, why do you support Kyle Rittenhouse? They fundamentally don't see the difference between killing someone over speech and killing someone over self-defense, because these are the same things to them. Also, I'm going to be the one to point it out, because of course I am. I saw nobody else do it. Why are most of them women? Most of the people celebrating are women. Like, it's a good, like, 80-20.
I think Nux might have mentioned something about that.
20 ratio all over the internet. What is going on, ladies? Basically, the whole country is shook because last year they realized how many people would...
In 2024, I found out how many people would celebrate murdering a president. In 2025, I found out how many people would celebrate murdering
celebrate the murder of a president. And this year they realized how many people would celebrate the murder of them. At the end of the day, this is all the inevitable conclusion of the punch a Nazi thing from, like, 2017. Do you guys remember that? We always knew it was a slippery slope. That's why we were against it.
I don't remember that.
And they always say this dumb shit, like, if you don't want to be called a Nazi, stop being a Nazi. Even a congressman from my state, New York, was like, oh, if you want to stop being called a fascist, you should stop being a fascist. Yeah, that's great, except you've called everyone and their mother a fascist and a Nazi for the past, like, 15 years. And I see a lot of progressives in my audience like, shoo, you're not like Charlie Kirk. You're not a fascist. Here are all the things I have been called Nazi, fascist, reactionary for over the last few years. Would you like to see?
I've been following her for a little bit over a year. I've tried my best to watch all of her past content, so this is going to be kind of interesting.
Making this list since 2023. Let's go. Let's just read this together real quick. Mocking / criticizing pop feminism. Believing adults can do whatever they want. Being pro-free speech. Being liberal. Talking to people I disagree with. Being friends with people I disagree with. Following people on Twitter I disagree with. Supporting Bernie Sanders. That one came from the right. Being registered independent. Criticizing Joe Biden. Criticizing the Democratic Party. Not being attracted to feminine men. Not hating men in general. Criticizing Canada's MAID program. Not taking the COVID vaccine.
Did they forget at the time she was with somebody?
Criticizing the FBI, criticizing the CIA, believing the CIA killed JFK, using an American flag backdrop for my videos, saying elites, saying working class, saying based, making a joke about Joe Biden eating ice cream, making a joke about Pete...
I had a coworker that made fun of that. Say the reason why he was eating an ice cream was just to lure children.
Buttigieg being born in a test tube, making jokes in general, being cis, being white, being a woman.
FYI, I hate that word cis. I hate that word so goddamn much.
Being a cis white woman, telling someone to take a shower,
That should be an automatic one right there. I'm sorry. I've been to so many anime conventions back in the day, and there were a lot of people that did not believe in a bar of soap or a stick of deodorant.
Being anti-gun, not being fat, being monogamous, liking Huey Long, celebrating the 4th of July.
What's wrong with Huey Long?
Supporting Assange, criticizing the movie Cuties, praising the movie Sound of...
Fuck the movie Cuties, it was exploitation.
Freedom, being against pedophilia, being against the destigmatization of...
Of course being against pedophilia. Yeah, of course, it's some fucking map.
Pedophilia, being against children watching porn, being critical of kink at Pride, being against children performing at drag shows, not being racist, I swear to God, being a class reductionist, saying biological sex, mocking people for debating the ethics of necrophilia, my username, owning a pet rabbit, questioning the Bush administration's involvement in 9/11, growing up in a Catholic family, eating meat, wanting to get married, wanting to have children, being married, having children.
That's like my dream. My dream right there is getting married and having children.
Being at January 6th to interview people, saying it's okay if someone doesn't want to date a porn star, not wanting to do OnlyFans, criticizing Kanye West, criticizing late-stage capitalism, criticizing the billionaire class, criticizing Israel, criticizing eating the bugs, criticizing a fashion company for being creepy.
Eating the bugs. Is that like a Zuckerberg thing?
Remember that one. Supporting nuclear energy, parentheses, it's toxic masculinity. Supporting TikTok tradwives.
How is supporting nuclear energy its toxic masculine? What?
Supporting one-income households, supporting UBI, supporting farmers, supporting truckers, not celebrating October 7th, supporting Palestine, not liking brutalism, saying colorblind anti-racism was good, wanting to date someone who has a good relationship with their parents, not liking Indian food, saying men and women are different but complement each other, being followed by JD Vance on Twitter, saying Hillary Duff is cool, making fun of Reddit, and for Asmongold reacting to me, criticizing American imperialism.
I mean, not just a good chunk of VTuber community has reacted to you, Nux has reacted to you, Asmongold's reacted to you, Tectone's reacted to you. My prayers go out to you, Asmongold.
Wearing a bow in my hair, liking VTubers, and now being anti-death.
Charlie Kirk was a fucking Nazi. He was a fucking Nazi.
Of course. Of course. Of course. Oh, by the way, when I stopped streaming, not streaming, I took like a month off, I had to report a client of mine. I'm a caregiver. I had to report a client of mine because they found out my political beliefs, even though I do my best to like try to hide it. I was called a gendarme. I am a gypsy, and I was called that. Okay. I mean, yeah.
Nazi. And you know what kind of Nazi is the best?
By the way, 3 weeks in, she still hasn't gotten a new caregiver. And I'm pretty sure my company's alerted other companies on their racial rhetoric that they live by.
Nazi, a dead one.
I am a better person than you for celebrating the death of a Nazi. And actually, it's pretty weird that you're not, and simultaneously asking people to have empathy for the Nazi.
But they're not a Nazi. You're a Nazi for labeling us.
Nazis have children and families, right? But Nazis also get shot in the neck.
They don't.
I'm gonna be honest with you, if I can't find a different way of making videos and expressing myself and getting therapy out of it like this, I'm not sure how much longer I can last.
Kill you because you're a Nazi. They call you a Nazi so they can kill you.
There you go. They don't kill you because you're a Nazi. They call you a Nazi so they can kill you. So they have a reason.
Now, I'm going to talk about my personal feelings of the situation because I know a lot of you can relate. I know a lot of you have been feeling the exact same way. So I will try and put it into words for you. I have friends who were friends with Charlie Kirk, but I didn't personally know him. We follow each other on Twitter. I've been to the TPUSA Amerifest in 2021. I actually went there planning to make a video making fun of it, but I had so much fun and met so many friends that I'm still friends with to this day. So that video never happened. I disagreed with him all the time. You can literally...
Republicans should not support a bill that pays people not to work. Have you seen the current unemployment in this country, Charles?
Go to our Twitter interaction.
Former KKK leader David Duke endorsed Democrat Tulsi Gabbard for presidency. And Hillary Clinton was like massive fans with the KKK. For years, we have been told it doesn't matter that David Duke supports some Republicans. Of course, now that the KKK leaders are going back for supporting Democrats, the media will totally ignore this. Cease.
I was always correcting him.
The modern culture warfare the left is engaging in right now has done more damage to America in 4 years than conservative boogeyman of socialism has ever done in this lifetime in our nation. Time to rethink our priorities and calculate proportional response. And Shu goes, "We love seeing growth, Charlie. If capitalism is so great, why haven't they made a capitalism too?" Electric Boogaloo.
About, like, Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders just announced his top priorities as president will be reinstating DACA, immigration reform, meaning open borders, abolishing ICE and amnesty, protection and healthcare for 11 million legal aliens. Why are legal aliens his top priority instead of the Americans? He's not it for open borders, Charlie.
I made an egg look like his face.
Nobody asked... What was that? What was that?
Bernie Sanders. I made an egg.
Nobody asked, but I made Charlie Kirk
look like his face. It is safe to say I was no fan. But this had...
I mean, I never saw his shows. I just liked when I used to doom scroll like crazy on YouTube when I was like in between moments with clients, and I would just see his videos, and I loved his videos, every single one. I loved them.
It's really shaken me in a way that I absolutely did not expect. These last few days after what happened, I kept going to every single like lefty, liberal, left-wing person I know and like checking out what they have been saying about this. And besides maybe like 4 or 5, every single one was being an unhinged psychopath about this. Or saying some backhanded shit like, this is why we need gun control, which, first of all, we were just watching a whole bunch of people celebrate killing someone over political difference.
Okay, that's gonna be my cue right there. So, when we're supposed to be with our clients, we're not allowed to use the phone unless we're checking off tasks that we're taking care of. Usually we do that when the client's not really like needing us at that moment. I was helping an elderly man eat because he had a hard time holding his wrist because he had some kind of surgery. So I was there helping him eat. My phone's blowing up, but I don't look at it because I don't want to get any bad remarks or like, yours on your phone. I don't want that. I've been with my company forever, so I don't really need bad marks. I hear a bunch of people in the other room. It's his family, and they're celebrating. They're like cheering for something, and the cheering, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And I hear one of them, they're happy that Charlie Kirk was shot. I wasn't sure if I heard it right. So, as I left the client just long enough, and I'm listening. Street people in the room, they're happy. They're cheering almost. Like their football team won Super Bowl kind of thing. That's the kind of cheering they're doing. They're happy that a man who was just doing another debate was shot. I reported to my supervisor. I asked if I can take a day off of my clients for the next day. I couldn't deal. It's so scary, this world. A woman can go on a subway not thinking that things are going to be bad, and then she gets murdered and she dies alone. And a man who's just expressing himself gets shot. Anything can happen to any one of us. And it's sickening and it's terrifying. And yeah. Sorry I'm babbling. I know you're here for the shoe on head reaction more.
Says, you are never taking our guns now. That is not happening. I felt like I was in the middle of the ocean. I was trying to like grasp onto a flotation device, checking all of these accounts for their take, like, be normal, be normal. Nothing. Nobody. I'm just drowning in a sea of evil, apparently. Maybe I was just blind up until now. Maybe they changed. Maybe I changed. Is everyone going crazy or am I going crazy? I don't know. All I know is...
No, you woke up. You are now awake. You're already awake. You're a very smart person. You have your logic. You understand the way things are, but you are finally awake.
It is clear how they reacted to this is how they would react to me, my family, my friends, you, your family, your friends, that have ever stepped out of line from the nebulous, ever-changing definition of progressive. These are people...
I mean, when one person found out that I was a Trump supporter, they literally told me they don't want me to ever come back. I've been called horrible names because... And the bad part is, I'm not white. Okay? I look Hispanic, but I'm not Hispanic. There's this dark skin complexion for being a gypsy. And I've been called a lot of ugly things. And I could see if I was a horrible person. I'm not a horrible person. My job as a caregiver, I make sure that I make people happy. I be like that imaginary son or grandson for them. That kind of thing. But I've been called a lot of horrible things. And right now, in today's day and age, it's scary because you don't know if the person you go into their apartment complex, if they don't pull a knife on you or a gun. It's fucking nuts.
People I thought were level-headed. They were left-wing, but like they were one of the good ones. Like, you can joke with them, they weren't those like woke SJWs. Like, they were cool. We can disagree and still be friends.
My best friend Maggie, back in Texas, she was for abortion, but she had issues having a child. I was against abortion because I was almost aborted. Lost my friend. Never made the effort to try to get back. And I could see if I said bad things. I asked him, I don't want to hear that stuff. Please tone it down on your social medias. She was on like a crusade every day. Gotta be something to post during the whole time where Biden didn't renew things. And they just people that are unhinged and they don't want to try.
Your friend wouldn't celebrate you being murdered, of course. But if they would celebrate an exact clone of you that wasn't you, that had all the same opinions, or some of the opinions that you have, if they would celebrate that clone being murdered, they're not your friend. I'm friends with people who are friends with Charlie, and I see how they are completely broken about this. Seeing them like this, and then at the same time my other friends posting shit like, "Rip bozo." It's just sick. It's just sick shit. Personally, I would rather live in a world full of Charlie Kirks who would sit down and debate than a world full of people who agree with me but would murder people who don't. Because if it's now normalized to just murder people who disagree with you politically, we don't have a society.
No.
Like, that's it. It's over. But some of these people in particular, like, why the f*** are you celebrating?
The worst part is the killer had a GoFundMe set up for them. How fucking sick is that?
You! They think you're a...
In the Idaho Capitol, there was this... I wasn't there. I was unfortunately working. But there was a vigil, you know, to mourn Charlie Kirk. And this piece of shit tried to drive people over and spouting hate. 12 people pulled him out of the vehicle and beat the shit out of him. And he got arrested because he did try to run people over at a peaceful thing.
Nazi too. They'll make a nice compilation of all the hot takes you've had over the years and spread it around to justify your murder. You don't get it, do you? We are all Charlie Kirk. I have been doing this for 11 years. I have been harassed, doxxed, threatened, whatever, you name it, for 11 years by the left. And it hasn't moved me an inch because that's not how politics works. That's lunch table politics. I've talked about this before. People on your side being mean to you doesn't mean you overnight change your opinions on, like, healthcare. It doesn't work that way. I still have all my economic left opinions. I'm for strong social safety nets, workers' rights, unions, wealth caps, whatever. That has not changed. This is not me leaving the left because, frankly, I don't even know how to do that. This is me and many, many people looking around us at our so-called allies and realizing that even though we might share some, like, political opinions, we fundamentally do not have the same values or morals. And are we really allies if we agree on, like, taxes, but don't agree on the sanctity of human life? I don't know. The way we view death now is just crazy. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with the desensitization, in part thanks to the internet. You used to have to go out of your way to see gore and stuff like that, and now you're just scrolling through Twitter and you see someone set on fire if someone gets stabbed on a train. And when someone like Charlie dies, it's not even real to people anymore. Like, it's like a movie or show. Oh,
the poor girl that was killed on a subway train. I'm not lying you. It did not look real. Thing was disturbing. If you never saw it, I hope to God you never do. It's messed up. But it didn't look real. It legit did not look real. It looked like a commercial for a horror movie. And you don't know if the person that's going to be next to you when you're at the grocery store, convenience store, getting gas, you don't know. That's the America we're in right now. It's terrifying. And a lot of people just don't understand.
Oh, that character died? Good, I hated that character. Like, no, that was a real human being with a family and kids, actually. Like, that was someone's son. The internet has turned real people into nothing but cartoon characters that disappear when you close an app. I remember for years people would be like, oh, when you have kids, you'll change your mind on XYZ, and I was like, no, that's not gonna happen, no. And they were right. Almost overnight, you stop being so selfish, nihilistic. You stop having utopian fantasies of wanting to live in a post-capitalist society. And all you want is for the world to be safe. For the world to be safe and normal. And all that matters is your family and your community. And then your country, and then the world. You know? But we can't save the world. You can't. But you can save the people around you. You can't say to these people who are celebrating this and justifying this, you can't say, what if that was your dad or your brother getting killed for their opinions, because they've already cut those people off. They've already cut those people off out of their lives.
Yeah.
And posting videos and pictures of Charlie's wife and young kids will not move these people at all. Because they hate their lives. They hate their families. They are at a mind.
The worst part is, not even like a man cold in the ground, and they were like saying it's Charlie Kirk's wife, that it's her turn to be next. What the fuck?
Bug people. They are the unfortunate product of modern society, and I feel bad for them. I do. I pity them, and I wish I could help them. But I have bugman fatigue. And for the people who will come at me in a blind rage with a list of all of Charlie Kirk's, like, biggest hits to convince me that I should hate him and should not mourn him, if you thought what Charlie Kirk said is wrong, you could have debated him. He was one of the few people left willing to do that, and now he's gone. Charlie was a fan of free speech, but I'm worried whoever comes after Charlie won't be. Like, even from a political standpoint, not even a personal human standpoint, why are you celebrating, like, the most popular college Gen Z political pundit dying? Like, why are you celebrating him becoming a martyr? Say goodbye to that young male vote. All the liberal Joe Rogans in the world are not fixing this. I just hope for the sake of this country that political violence does not become normalized, does not become a thing. I really don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see retaliation. I don't want to see us fall into a civil war. I don't know, this has all been extremely blackpilling. I think I'm gonna take a break from politics. I don't know, I'm a YouTuber, like, I'm not a political pundit, right? I'm not. My goal here, my purpose here is to entertain, is to make people laugh. That is what I'm going to do. That is what I will continue to do. The news cycle will move on. The world will move on. Charlie Kirk's kids won't move on.
No, they won't. They won't.
His daughter won't move on. His daughter does not have a dad anymore. And that fucking sucks. That sucks. I don't know what else to say. I love you guys. Thank you for listening to my crash out. If you're new here, my videos usually are not like this. They're actually nothing like this. They have music in the back. They're fun. They're goofy. Things are just not fun and goofy right now. But I promise you the next video will be. Yeah, thank you for your attention to this matter.
Yeah. Thank you, Shoe on Head, for that video. That was definitely... God, I hate being emotional. But yeah, you see the ugliness of this world, and you don't know what's gonna happen. Anybody that watches this video, please take care of yourselves. Watch yourselves. Watch your family. Watch your friends. Just be close to them, because you don't know what the next day will bring. I always used to believe just if you work hard and everything, and you have a goal in life, and you push towards that goal, and things would be easy. You chip away until you get to that goal, but now, the goal is just surviving. And it's fucked up. Anyway, so, description, everything, all that stuff will be, in the description, the link. please, I know most of my viewers are from Shoonhead, but if there's one person that watches this and they don't know who Shoonhead is, please go to her channel, give her a sub, watch, like, binge watch a lot of her content. You will not regret it. Again, thank you very much for the video. I wish I could be more upbeat about this, but yeah. I'll try to do at least 3 videos a week. I'm gonna try. I couldn't before, I had issues, but nah, it's not so bad, so. Till then, take care. If you want to watch more of this pathetic space pilot, then drop a sub, leave a comment below, like, and I will catch you in the stars where it's more peaceful. Take care for now. Be safe, everybody.